Afternoon, everybody. It's been a while since I made a video. It's just kind of hard to come up with time and ideas for content, but thought I would share something really quick about detailing a Chrysler PT Cruiser, and I think it's for pretty much every year, or the hatchback or the convertible. I think it's the same issue. Let's just zoom in here. This is part of the cowl. You have the passenger side as an air vent, and then the wiper reservoir. Then you'll notice there's two depressions on either side. Here, you can actually see where the soap kind of gathered. There's a drain at the bottom, and it should drain freely, either from sitting out in the rain or getting washed. Now, you notice over here, this is kind of plugged up. So, what we'll do is, I'm going to go ahead, take a brush, see if we can dislodge whatever debris is in there, and see if we can get it to drain. Slowly, I'll tell you what, let's just, there we go. There was a couple of leaves in there that was blocking it. So there's like a little drain hole here. So the water will accumulate here, run down, and it should drain out. I think actually it exits under by the back of the front tires. There should be a drain, so that way you can make sure water is not accumulating either here or in the drain itself, and you can avoid corrosion problems with this. And not necessarily a worry, since we live in a salt rust belt state, but this car spends its winters in hibernation and storage in a dry garage. So we're pretty much trying to keep this thing a summer kind of a fun toy car, which has been working out pretty well for us. Haven't had any real major issues with it. So there is the $1 million question is timing belts. I don't know if it's ever been done on this car. It only has 41,000 miles on it, and I know, being that it's almost, we're getting on 17, 18 years, you're kind of rolling the dice. And this may or may not be an interference engine. If anybody knows that or can quantify it, my mechanic says it can be a non-interference engine, but depends on, I guess, what stage the valves are when the belt breaks. So nothing you really want to mess around with, but it's also not exactly cheap to replace. So I did have my mechanic actually pull the inspection cover off, and he said the belt looked like it was in good shape, but couldn't really tell if it was original or not. He just said he didn't see any cracks or splits or anything of that nature. So we'll probably let it go for another season. Maybe next spring we'll budget that as a repair item. So otherwise, as you can see, this is another neat feature of the PT Cruiser. You close the doors, the windows retract into the roof. You open them, they slide down, and you can actually get into the car. This is a base model one. I'm not sure if it's like a base touring or just a strictly base model one. It does have an automatic. It does have power windows and door locks, but cloth seats, non-turbo, so normally aspirated engine. It does have alloy wheels, which I believe came from the factory, and just a standard cloth interior, nothing fancy, but really nothing to wear out on it. We do have a little bit of sun bleaching or sun fading on the tops of the seats. This car did spend some time in Florida. I imagine it was there when the top was down all the time, so to be expected to be a convertible. Back part of the car, get the trunk open. There's a trailer hitch. We use a bike rack I got from Harbor Freight. It works okay. I wouldn't really trust it for long distances, but around town it's fine for what you pay for. We have another thing you might want to check out in the back, and that's this little spout here. That's another drain. So the water that accumulates around the convertible top fills a channel. It should drain out the back here. So I think that's pretty free flowing. Again, just preventative maintenance, especially if you live in an area with a lot of trees or cottonwood, that type of stuff. You just want to make sure that all that stuff's free flowing. Trunk isn't the hugest. It's also kind of awkward to put stuff in, but for what we use it for, usually some folding chairs or some like a small overnight bag is fine. Again, this is sort of a summer, kind of a fun runabout. I've taken it to a couple of car shows. It's kind of a curiosity. You just don't see many on the road. And of course, everybody, either thinks it's really cool or the most hideous thing on four wheels. So I personally actually kind of like the car. It's definitely unique. And for convertible, I'm almost 6'4", and it's got plenty of room to get in and out of with the top up or down. So it's a very comfortable driving car for a taller person. And I think the driving dynamics are fine. I mean, it's not going to be super fast, but it'll get you where you need to go. So again, the non-turbo, I'm sure the turbos are a little bit more fun to drive around in, but for our purposes, this is fine. Non-turbo, less maintenance. We'll just kind of go with that. Anyway, gas mileage wise varies. For plugging around town or urban commuting, I'm getting about 23 miles to the gallon. I did get a stretch on a highway drive when I bought the car out of storage last May. I was getting around 27. And it was pretty much just a dedicated highway drive, so could be a little better for its size, but it's kind of a heavy car, and so it's a little bit to pull around. Not the most aerodynamic either, so I'm happy with it. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. We're getting close to getting into fall, and obviously I've got some fall projects going on. We have our trusty 2015 Chevy Volt. No issues with this one. I did get a check engine light about a coolant valve not reading correctly. It did clear itself, so my mechanics is just keep an eye on it. If we need to service it, we will if the check engine light comes back. We have my wife's Honda Odyssey 2017. Really piling the miles on that one. Doing some trips to the western part of Minnesota to attend to some family stuff. And of course we have Old Blue, our 1987 Dodge Dakota pickup, which I haven't had much time to spend with this summer. I've been busy with other things. I do want to get it painted, so I'm trying to figure out if I should do it myself. I'm really intrigued with the idea of there's this I think it's called dipyourcar.com or something like that. You just try prep the imperfections on the surface of the vehicle, and then try plastic dipping it and see if I can come close matching the factory light blue. May not be the best idea, but considering the cost of paint, it might be a cost-effective way to protect the surface and give the car a bit of a refresh. So anyway, and let's see here. One more vehicle update. Oh, this is my truck Dual Sport 2. It's got wheels, gets me around, so we'll call it a vehicle. This one, I've had some issues with it. The back rim has been popping spokes, and so they got to the point they actually, bike shop actually just put a whole new rim on it. It's kind of funny because it's actually silver spokes versus the OEM front, which is black. I don't really, at this point, it doesn't really bother me. The bike's 3 years old. I also replaced the tires on it. They were gravel-based or gravel-style tires. They were wearing pretty quickly, so I put on some more pavement-friendly tires because honestly, that's pretty much all I'm riding. It seems to make a difference. I haven't really popped a spoke recently, so I'm pretty happy with that. But again, need to get some more miles on it. I haven't been biking as much as I want to either. It's just a lot of other things that start to take up time with family and work and everything else. So anyway, that's my update for September, and hope everyone has an enjoyable weekend. Thank you.